Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Friday, March 14th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Happy Pi Day! It is yet another rainy morning across California as a very active and unsettled weather pattern continues. Even though the atmospheric river from yesterday has already passed, another weak disturbance is moving through the state today that is responsible for this additional precipitation. Light rain is expected to continue across the region through the morning, moving from north to south, turning into scattered showers by the afternoon. Then precipitation will taper off by early Saturday. Up to a quarter inch of additional rainfall is likely for much of the lower terrain, and some areas may be lucky to receive up to a half inch. For the higher terrain, rainfall totals will be a bit higher in the half-inch to 1-inch range. The snow level will remain around 3,000 to 4,000 feet through the morning, then rise to 4,000 to 5,000 feet in the afternoon. Several inches of new snow is likely above 5,000 feet. Aside from precipitation, there also continues to be breezy winds across the region today. Winds have transitioned to more of a southerly direction this morning, largely affecting central California. These breezy winds will shift into Southern California by this afternoon, with gusts of 25 to 45 miles an hour common, especially across the higher terrain. Winds will then transition to a northerly direction tonight through Saturday. As we head into the weekend, weak high pressure will build into the west as our latest couple of storm systems continue their treks eastward. This will bring us a brief period of dry and warmer weather to make for a beautiful weekend with much more sunshine. The active weather pattern briefly returns early next week as another weak Pacific storm moves through the state. Then for the mid to late portion of next week, the weather pattern settles down for central and southern California as weak high pressure returns and we get a nice break from the action. A couple of weak impulses may move through northern California, keeping them cooler and wet, but should not have any major impacts for our weather. The building high pressure for this weekend will bring a brief but significant warming trend to the region, with high temperatures returning to near normal. Valley highs will likely rise back into the 60s to near 70, warmest on Sunday. The warming temperatures and increasing sunshine will help to bring drier conditions to the region, though humidity will not lower significantly. Conditions will be more suitable for burning, though some vegetation may be too waterlogged after the significant precipitation earlier this week. No wind concerns are expected this weekend, with just light offshore flow likely. Another round of light scattered showers is likely late Sunday night through Tuesday morning, as yet another weak Pacific storm rolls across the state. This one will bring light rainfall totals to the region, likely under a quarter inch for Southern California. Central California will likely receive more, but not by much, with totals up to a half inch across the higher terrain, except closer to an inch in the Sierra. Snow levels will be moderately low for this next system, averaging around 5,000 feet. Dry conditions are expected to return for the latter half of next week, with temperatures warming back up to near normal. The longer duration of dry weather expected mid to at least late next week will help dry out the saturated vegetation and lead to much more favorable conditions for prescribed burning. Little or no fire activity is expected across the region through the forecast period as vegetation remains saturated from multiple rounds of wet weather. Conditions are likely to be too wet to burn through early next week with the waterlogged vegetation and continued precipitation chances. Though the longer break from the wet weather during the latter half of next week will help the vegetation dry out enough to allow for more suitable burning conditions. Thanks to the recent stretch of wet weather over the last month, no significant fire weather-related issues are expected region-wide for at least the next month or two, which is great news as we head into the very end of the climatological wet season. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Monday, March 17th. Have a fantastic day.